In a quiet monastery beside a gentle river lived a young monk named Ari. Surrounded by tall trees and soft green hills, life there moved slowly. Mornings began before sunrise. Ari would sweep the courtyard, water the plants, and carry out his duties in silence. Every single day, he walked down a narrow path to the river, filled his wooden bucket with water, and carried it back. Ari was sincere and hardworking. He wanted to do everything perfectly, and that was where his struggle began. When things went wrong, even in small ways, his heart would tighten. If the sun was too hot, he'd complain in his mind. If the path was muddy, he'd sigh with frustration. If his work took longer than expected, anger would quietly rise in his chest. Ari believed his happiness depended on things going smoothly. When life followed his plan, he felt calm. When it didn't, he felt deeply disturbed. One afternoon, Ari walked toward the river as usual. Birds chirped above him, and sunlight danced on the water ahead. He filled the bucket carefully, lifted it with both hands, and began the walk back. Halfway up the path, his foot slipped on a smooth stone. The bucket flew from his hands. Splash! Every single drop spilled onto the ground. Ari froze. He stared at the empty bucket. His chest tightened. His face grew warm with anger. "Oh no," he said out loud. "Now I have to go all the way back again. This always happens to me. Why does nothing ever go right?" His shoulders slumped. His steps became heavy, not from the weight of the bucket, but from the weight of his thoughts. Nearby, beneath a tree, sat an old Zen master named Master Lin. He had been sitting quietly, listening to the river, watching the leaves move in the wind. He had seen everything. He didn't rush over or correct Ari. He simply waited. As Ari walked past, still fuming, Master Lin spoke gently. "Ari, why are you walking so fast?" Ari answered sharply, "My bucket is empty. I slipped and lost all the water. Now my work is ruined." Master Lin looked at the bucket and said calmly, "But notice something." Ari frowned. "Notice what?" Master Lin pointed softly. "Is the bucket heavy?" Ari paused and shook his head. "No, it's light." Master Lin smiled. "When the bucket is empty, it is lighter to carry." Ari stopped. He looked down at the bucket again. It was light. Then, something else caught his attention. His arms didn't ache. His shoulders weren't tense from the weight. His steps slowed. For the first time on this walk, he could hear the birds clearly. He could feel the breeze on his skin. He noticed the trees, the river, the sound of his own breath. He looked up at the old master. "You mean, it's not all bad?" Master Lin nodded. "Sometimes when we lose something, we also lose its weight." Nothing magical happened. No grand lesson was spoken aloud. Just a quiet shift in perspective. Ari turned and walked back toward the river. But this time, he walked slowly. He noticed a butterfly resting on a leaf. He watched sunlight ripple across the water. For the first time, going back didn't feel like a punishment. It felt like a peaceful walk. He filled the bucket again and returned, his steps calm and steady. Days passed. One morning, dark clouds gathered and heavy rain began to fall. Ari was assigned to clean the courtyard. The ground turned muddy. His clothes were soaked through. The broom felt heavy in his hands. He felt that familiar irritation start to rise. But then he paused. He remembered the empty bucket. He asked himself quietly, "What has this made lighter for me?" He looked around. The rain had washed away all the dust. The plants looked refreshed and vibrant. The air smelled clean and alive. His grip on the broom loosened. He smiled. Another day, Ari was about to eat his lunch when he dropped his bowl. The food spilled onto the ground. His heart sank for a moment. Hunger, disappointment, irritation, they all appeared at once. Then he stopped. What has this lightened? He asked himself. He noticed birds gathering nearby, chirping hopefully. He scattered the spilled food for them. He ate his own meal later, but he did so slowly with gratitude. He didn't rush. Slowly, something changed inside Ari. He didn't pretend problems didn't exist. He didn't force himself to be happy. He simply learned to look again, to pause, to notice what became lighter when something went wrong. Life still spilled his bucket sometimes, plans still broke. Days still surprised him. But the weight inside him grew less and less. His steps became steadier, his heart softer. And this is the quiet lesson Ari learned, one that life teaches us all again and again. Not every problem is a secret gift. Not every mistake feels good, but very often an unexpected delay gives us a moment of rest. A loss removes a pressure we didn't know we were carrying. A mistake loosens the grip we were holding on something too tightly. Life will spill your bucket. The road will be muddy. Days will not always go as planned. When they don't, before you let frustration take over, just pause for a second. Ask yourself that simple question: what has this made lighter for me? You may just discover a little less weight in your heart and a lot more peace on your path. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more moments of reflection. Until next time,